I was always responsible for feeding that dog because that dog liked me. It was a pit bull, but her name was Missy. Missy Hyatt was her name. Because she was named after a woman named Missy Hyatt, who was a manager in wrestling. My brother-in-law, my sister's ex-husband, liked Missy Hyatt. And I remember I always fed the dog. And I remember always feeling that I was being watched. And it didn't help much after seeing Blair Witch. But I remember I said to my sister, and my sister kind of brushed it off like, oh, you're just paranoid by that movie. I remember I said to her, I said, you won't believe this, I swear to God, I thought I saw someone's face staring at me in the woods. And I remember she said to me, like, she's like, you know, dipshit, you're just paranoid. You watched that movie and you thought you saw something. She goes, there is no witch in the woods and all that. She said, quit being paranoid. And I remember afterwards thinking, yeah, she's probably right. But I remember one day, the next day, me and my sister were outside. We were sitting outside, listening to the radio, because we didn't have cable. We had the radio. And I think it was Opie and Anthony we had on. We were like listening to it in secrecy because, you know, Opie and Anthony's bad. They were good. Really good. And my sister screamed. I was like, what? She goes, I just saw someone walking in the woods. I'm like, what? She goes, look, there's someone out in the fucking woods. And I remember she said that. She said that out loud. And I looked and I was like, I don't see anything. All of a sudden, I see someone running through the woods. I'm thinking like, holy shit. And I remember my sister grabbed the radio and I grabbed my dog. and Missy was barking. She was standing on the roof of her doghouse barking. Because the dog wasn't right. And we locked the door. And I remember my sister called our sister. And my brother-in-law drove with his, nephew right to the house and going through the woods looking. Because we didn't know what the fuck was going on in those woods. And it was just, we thought like, it's probably, one of the neighbors, someone took off, the neighbors probably looking for their dog or something. And looking back on it, because we didn't put two and two together. We didn't think like, oh, they were coming to the neighborhood. Because, we were being followed. But looking back on it, it was probably them in the woods somewhere. So, yeah, looking back on it, it's just really, really weird times. I guess I left my producer of the show speechless. I told you it would be a weird story. Hold on, I'm getting. Hold on, I got a text from my sister. She's probably listening to the show. She wrote like, yeah, I remember that crazy ass people. She wrote, what you said about her watching people having sex is true. She did admit to it. Shit. And she wrote, yeah, Clark was a two-faced weasel. Never liked the prick. Don't know why you had such sympathy for the poor schmuck. It's just... Well, I said schmuck, she wrote shitface, so... I said, shitface means drunk, too, It's just... So... Oh, hold on, she's writing something. Did you tell them about... She wrote... I can't believe she wrote that. What? How are you going to tell that story? Did you tell them about the time you peed your pants at Fright Fest? That is not true. It never happened. What happened was the soda spilt on me and it looked like I pissed my pants is what happened. Don't try to embarrass me on the radio show. Okay, what she wrote was... Alright, I'll tell you the story about Fright Fest. This was back when Fright Fest was actually scary. Like, there was no social media about what's happening at Fright Fest. There wasn't YouTube. There wasn't social media. What you heard about what happened at Fright Fest was like word to word from mouth of what happened at Fright Fest, what's going on at Fright Fest. So, which made it perfect. Which made it really, really perfect. Yeah, I kind of sound like Beetlejuice. Make my millennium. So, what happened at Fright Fest was me, my sister, my cousins, and our aunt, me and my sister's aunt, including my cousin Dustin and Amanda. Our aunt was leading the group, and my uncle who is a comic book fan, was with us. So, and it was really cool because we all, stuck together like a pack. We were the pack, and we went to Fright Fest at night. I remember me and my sister really wanted to go at night to Fright Fest because we always went in the daytime, but we didn't go at night because our parents worked a lot. So I think it was my dad talking to my uncle. My uncle was like, "I'll take them to Fright Fest at night. I have nothing really to do, to be quite honest with you." So my aunt heard about it, and we decided to make a trip. And it was such a cool trip. We got hot dogs, we got we got barbecue hot dogs, and we went to the park. And I remember me and my sister had to share a cup. We had to share our Six Flags season cup. And I always had to carry it because my sister didn't want to fucking carry it. She wrote liar. It's true, I carried it, I know. And we had the cup, and I remember back then they had like cool cups. They had like Batman, they had Tweety Bird on it. Like they really went fucking all out back in the day when it came to like season passes and cups at Six Flags. Now it's like you get the green cup, you get the blue cup, you get the yellow cup, it's the same shit, but it's like back then it was so awesome because they went all out. And the only way to get a Batman cup is you have to buy it in the store, which I don't mind at all. So, like, they went all out back in the day, and I am going to voice my opinion that they should do it again. Because I know when the Catwoman ride comes up, they're going to sell a lot of Catwoman stuff and a lot of Catwoman merch. So, I know they're going to go all out on that one. So, we went to the park, and it was, like, dark. It was, like, creepy. You got to hear creepy music. You got to see people dress in costumes, from park guests to people in the park. It was like the creepiest thing ever, and it was so cool. Like, the water fountain had blood. It was like red blood water, and it had someone playing the organ, and it was just, and you had like people in costumes. You had like giant pumpkin creatures creeping out of the corners. Like, they were going all fucking out on this one. They were not playing no games. They were going all out. And it was so cool. Like, they had someone dressed in Jason and going after people. And you had someone dressed as Michael Myers following us. Which was so awesome. And they were going all out on this one. It was so awesome. Like, we got on rides, and I remember we got on the moon cars, which was so awesome, because they had like all decoration. Like, they had spiders from one part, and they had skeletons in the other. And the spider one scared me more than the skeletons, because the spiders, they was like mechanical, like they moved a bit, which kind of creeped me out. And like, the log flume, like, they had it going, which was really weird, but at the same time, you kind of understood it. But anyway, we got on the Shazam. Me and my sister, we got on like the Shazam, which is like the Scrambler, but a Scrambler ride, but it was Shazam. And I remember we got on it, and they put like spider webs on it, like on the cars and stuff, to kind of give it that feeling. But it was Shazam, and we got on. My sister got on to Mr. Freeze. I was too short to get on it, which kind of sucked because it's Mr. Freeze, my favorite villain. But my aunt took me into like my aunt took me and my cousins who were short but couldn't get on the ride into the Justice League store. Bought us like a little keychain and stuff. Kind of made us feel better because we were just kind of upset we couldn't get on the Mr. Freeze ride. So afterwards, like, they turned like the tunnel into the tunnel of the undead, which you walk through it and it's like zombies coming at you, which was awesome. So it was so awesome, like, and I remember we got on, I think it was the bumper cars, but they turned the bumper cars into a haunted house. And I remember I jokingly was like, oh, I'll get on it with you guys, and they walked in there and I turned around